Prudhoe is a vibrant town situated in Northumberland. Plans for redevelopment in Prudhoe town centre have been discussed, but everything is on a standstill as redevelopment plans for Sainsbury's shakes Prudhoe's residents.
In past years, we had a period of 15 years where we had constant roadworks, which saw a lot of businesses come and go. It was so bad that people couldn't cope with trying to get into the town, so they just went on by. And it took about 7 years to get over that effect, where people eventually started coming back into the town again, and it was very hard to get through that period. It affects me from the fact that once this disruption starts, in that period, people will stop coming into town. I think it'll have a dramatic effect on the younger, business owners who've got this to face. It's very sad. It's a golden opportunity to maybe give the town a little bit of a lift and tweak it, fine tweak it. There's a few things that need to be done. But overall, I think it's overbearing. A nightmare for residents, a nightmare for traders. It's the scale and nature of it, and the topography of the land hasn't been fully understood. Pressures, water flows, issues, as you probably know, Station Bank had low effluent going down it like the other Monday. And worryingly enough, this is where the new proposed surface water and sewerage is going to be put. They are not allowed to put it into Castlefields now, as they were going to. It's now being proposed to put it into Station Bank and access it in there. So
I have mixed views about the pros and cons for the thing. I think we do need more competition in Prudhoe itself. They are building extra houses, which I can see that there can be a disadvantage, mainly because of the drainage, which seems to be the big issue at the moment. We could do with a supermarket and some other shops. We need other shops and things to bring people back into the town. The advantages are we could do with more competition in the town. We could also do with a variety of other shops to encourage people to come into the town to shop. The question that's come up is the question of drainage. We've had floods because of extra rainfall, which obviously they can't control. It's just kind of in the lap of the gods as to how it happens. Part of me would like them to get on and get it done so that I'm still alive to benefit. The other side is it will cause a lot of upheaval in the town, and that affects the trade on Front Street.
I am not happy about it at all. Perhaps some aspects of it, I don't really think I'm averse to another supermarket, but I certainly don't agree with the flats, and I definitely don't agree with the multi-storey car park.
I just want to leave Prudhoe alone. It's all right, the shops are okay. We just want the buses back for the takers of the bank, because we've got to get taxis all the time. Look.
I think it's disgusting because everybody keeps saying there's going to be development, and it's not. There's no development happening except for the library. That's the only thing that's happening.
When I first heard about the plans, I was quite excited because I thought it'd be good for the town. One of the things that were promised was a town centre, a town square, which would be the new heart of the town centre. And it's a tiny little part of the plans. It's surrounded by high-sided shops, offices and flats, which actually totally obliterate the views of the Tyne Valley from the site. It's 3.5 times the size of the existing co-op, so to me it would create much unfair advantage in the town. Down this side of the garden is going to be the new access road into the multi-storey car park, and they're predicting 2,877 cars, shopping cars per day, which will run basically just past my hedge here. To stop the noise from the vehicles, there's going to be an acoustic barrier which is 700 foot long, and it starts at 2 metres high, and at this point it reaches 4.5 metres high, which will affect obviously the views and the visual amenity of our gardens. The back of the shops here will be shops on the ground floor, offices in the middle floor, and then 34 flats on the top of the shops. So running down this top of my property here, right down the whole length of my garden, is going to be overlooked by 34 flats. So it's going to be a big issue with loss of privacy as well. It's all negative, and any benefits will be outweighed, I think, by the negative impact. It's really taken over all my spare time over the last 3 years, working with other people and other traders in the town to try and get the issues resolved, so that we all get a happy outcome for everyone.
The plans actually are a huge supermarket, 3-storey car park, which will take 440 cars. There's about 23 shops. There's 118 houses on the bottom north part of the site and 34 apartments above the shops on the south part of the site on Front Street, and some offices. You know, it's going to make a huge difference to that area, and certainly it'll affect the town, you know, adversely, I think. Well, I mean, no one denies that Prudhoe needs some sort of redevelopment, but it has to be the right redevelopment for the town. And in my opinion, this is not the right development. It's overdevelopment on that site. When the development's going ahead, they'll have to close the Front Street. I don't think it'll be for, you know, a huge period of time, but it will be closed at certain times. And phase 1 is the supermarket and the car park. They'll have to put in the internal road system for that. And then the second phase is obviously this town square, which could take probably 2 to 3 years, because the Co-op, as you know, is fighting this. And in my opinion, thank God, because the residents and the traders certainly didn't have the money to take it to a judicial review. There's some quite serious issues, and I think, you know, because people are saying, oh, great, another supermarket. Yes, we do need something, but it's got to be right. And I don't think a lot of people have looked at, you know, the environmental impact this is going to have properly. I think sometimes some of the people don't quite know, you know, what the plans really mean, and they look at it and say, oh, a new supermarket, great, competition to the Co-op and some new shops and this, that and the other. But there's much, much more to it than just the supermarket. I object strongly to the plans for all the reasons that I've just stated. You know, there's things that could be done on the site that would benefit the town, but I certainly feel this is overdevelopment and it's going to be horrendous. They're talking about 2,884 extra vehicles every day coming into the town to the supermarket alone. I don't know what will happen. It's quite frightening, actually.
The future for Prudhoe's Front Street is unknown, but what is inevitable is that there will be protests for whichever way the plans fall.